Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Putting together a little parts caster today. Changing up tuners, electronics, whatever. Started working on these tuners and thought I'd do a video about halfway through it. So changing over the stock tuners for some kind of the old classic style. I'll show, well, let me go ahead and pull, if I can get this one out. Come on, out. There we go. Got the, where you put the string down in the end, lined them up. To me, I love these on a fender. That's hard to beat. But something about, this is a square neck, and the stock tuners have the little pins that go in here to keep it secure, keep it from moving. Changing it to these style tuners, that covers these holes, so I don't worry with filling them. Don't matter, it's going to be covered. But if you want to change and put fender tuners on that have the holes, or shallers, you know, whatever, then they're different. They're a different size, a little bit different placement. So if you're going to use a fender tuner, you do need to fill these holes. And then, you know, here's a little tool I've got from G-Tech that screws through your hole, and it lines up, and you've got your directions that come with it that tell you which holes to use for what tuner. And that's the way you get, you know, you take the guesswork out of it. You know, these things are handy if you use them much. Come with a couple little bits, you know, for the different sizes. The easiest way to do that. Also, with these, you have to use a converter bushing or converter ferrule, excuse me, because these shafts are the old style small shaft. These use the bigger holes, so you have to use these converter bushings to size everything up right. The Guitar Fetish sells them. Whether they have them in stock and you'll ever get them or not, I don't know. But they do sell them, or they do have them listed for sale, and several other places. But that, if you've got holes that are the big holes, and I can't remember the exact size, you need small. You're using the smaller tuners. You can use those converter bushings or ferrules, whatever you want to call them. What I do on these is just line up, get them lined up with a straight edge, take a transfer punch, get in here dead center, and just press it. I mean, it don't have to be, you know, you don't have to beat it with a hammer. Just get an indentation. That way you can drill. Be sure and measure your drill bit so you don't drill through the front of the headstock. Then just put the screw in and repeat the process. So that's about all there is with these things. I'm gonna get my shaky hand on this thing. These tuners, I think, I'm not sure where I got them. They're the old style. They're not Klusons. They weren't real expensive. They're not just great, but they're not bad for what they are. So I'm going to finish up these, and we'll move on to the next thing. Maybe. Okay, that's our tuner sorted. Looks a lot better. Pretty cool looking. This is a Strat, or of course it's a Strat, a square standard neck with a body that's most likely basswood. It's really, really light, but it's actually a full thickness body. I think it may have been from a Starcaster. It's not a Infinity. It's, you know, because they use a thinner body and they're usually alder, but this one's really light. So what we're going to put in it is, this is kind of a mint green pick guard, light mint green. It looks light on the camera, with fat little wings pickups with CTS 250K pots. Got a good switch. I'm not sure what brand it is. And we got a 0.47 capacitor, like Russian capacitor. Put all this together a while back. Just had it around, so we're gonna put it in here. So a little bit, we got our shielded cavity. So we'll get all this put in. Got our ground wire, our output wires. This thing looks like it has the ground wire going right back through the... If it's gonna go. It may or may not. It's made for the little cheap wire, not the cloth wire. See if I can get it to come through. There we go. All right. Then get our output jack wires sorted. All right. And now get everything to go where it needs to go. Now this is a 22 fret neck. So it's, there we go. A little bit tricky sometimes. Got our new screws. Got our claw. Here's our jack. And this is a GFS trim steel block, and I'm going to attempt to use the same strings. If not, I'll just, if I get frustrated, I'll put new strings. So I'm going to go ahead and screw down the pick guard. Amazingly, all the screw holes line up. That's a rarity, but I'll go ahead and get all this set up. Okay, we got our claw grounded, screwed in, got our output jack soldered in, got that all done, put it in. All these parts I'm using are just, like I say, this is a partscaster. This is stuff I've had around. Some of it I like maybe have sold. The other guitar it was in, like a, you know, a cheaper guitar. You don't, unless you do something special, you don't get your money back for any upgraded parts. So you're better off to just go ahead and remove those parts and sell them separately, or put them in another guitar, because like these are nice pickups, hand wound pickups. You're not going to get any more out of the guitar with these in it than your plain old stock Squire pickups. So pretty much the same with everything, unless the customer prefers that and is willing to pay the difference or whatever, then you're not going to come out on it. You just as well off to take it off, sell it separately, or whatever. Use it somewhere else. You're not going to come out. If you do a relic job or something like that, somebody wants something done special, you can do okay. But generally, Facebook yard sale, whatever, you're not gonna get any better price out of a guitar because it's got upgraded parts. So I'm just putting this together to see what I can come up with. And if somebody comes along and wants it and appreciates what's been done to it, then that's okay too. If you watch my last video about the Epiphone Les Paul, I had an issue with getting the right pickups. He wanted a dime bucker, I guess it is, in the bridge and something else in the neck. And he had trouble getting the right stuff. I mean, it really wasn't his fault, but the people he was dealing with kept sending him with active pickups, this, that, and the other. So I ended up ordering a Seymour Duncan Invader for the neck with the dime bag pickup. I don't know what I've done with the dime bucker, Seymour Duncan dime bucker. Put it in the neck position with 12 to 56 gauge strings tuned to drop C. And I had to widen some of the slots in the nut, plus I had to work on the intonation. And this thing may have to be that bigger block. May have to take a little bit of material out. Where it's scrubbing. Yeah, right on that one corner right there. This upper corner. So I'm going to have to pull this back out, take just a little material out to get some clearance right there, and then put it back in. So let me do that real quick. All right, problem solved. Just had to move just a little material. Just use the little Dremel tool with a barrel sander, whatever. Just took a little bit of that out. As soft as this wood is, it didn't take much. It made a lot of dust. So that's that figured out. But what I was saying about the Epiphone was, some people in the comments and several different places I'm around, why would you want to do that? That was what he had. He wanted a guitar that he could occasionally play in a drop tuning. That was what he had. He's got other guitars, but that was the one he chose to do that. And it actually worked out. It had the Seymour Duncan slash pickups in it, which in the little deal I ended up with them. So I'll be putting them in something at some point in time. But he's happy with what he has. And that's the thing in this deal, in this business. You do what the customer wants, what makes them happy, what's your opinion about this or that. I mean, you know, you can guide them along if they don't know, but I don't try to tell people what they need to do. Now that thing's still acting crazy. Ah, there it is. It's just these screws. Too far. Oh yeah, we're good. We ain't doing no Floyd Rose dive bombs with this thing, so it's gonna have plenty of room to move the way it should. Okay. All right, so that's that. Let's see if we can stick some springs in the back. Maybe. There we go. And let's see. We'll try it with 3. And see where that gets us. All right, so that's the back done. These strings, I'm afraid I should have just not worried with them. So I know you don't want to see me fight with this, because that's going to be, I'll probably say vile and terrible things. I'm going to try to sort this, tune it up, and we'll come back and see if it plays. All right, got everything worked out, basically. Got to work on the action a little bit, you know. Once I got tension, the neck was straight. Once I got tension, gonna end up having to work on the relief a little bit, string height a little bit. It's almost like this neck has just a little bit of a, you know, ski jump here at the end, or maybe an optical illusion. The intonation is completely off, and I've pretty well got the G string pulled all the way back. It's G string, the E string. So I may have to take and cut part of the spring to give a little more room to get that back, to get it intonated. But so far, you know, everything bolted up, everything. And then on the B, or C, you know, the G string, I've got kind of a sitar sound, which could be this plastic nut. So I may just go ahead and put a bone nut, because that one's cut terribly. I can actually see what's causing the problem there. I can fix that, I think. But I can also just put a bone nut in. So let's go over here and see what it sounds like. Sure ain't holding tune very well, but like I say, I use those used strings back on here, and they're gonna have to get, you know, sorted. So anyway, it plays, it makes sound. Yep. So it's just a matter of setting it up now, getting the intonation right, and getting the action set, letting everything get settled down. Like I say, 3-way switch. Got the nice pickups in it. Think they're going to sound pretty good. Turned out pretty well. Think the tuners suit it really well. And you know, that's what I need, is another strap parts caster. So anyway, guys, that's about it on this deal. And almost to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I think I'm 988 or something right now. If you got it in your heart, you know, hit the subscribe button and the little bell. If you don't have it in your heart, do it anyway. I don't know what it would be if I had 1,000 subscribers. I don't plan on doing nothing different. I guess that's just that goal everybody wants to get to. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Until the next time, see you.